A group of 4 smugglers went to hunt snakes on one of the most dangerous islands in the world. The island is usually called Snake Island. It was forbidden for ordinary people to go there, because many species of poisonous snakes were found on this island. And it was also said that there were some secrets hidden in this island due to which people were afraid to go to this island. This island was located far from the settlements. However, one day a group of smugglers went to that island and disappeared in such a way that the fear among the people about that island increased, and various questions arose in everyone's mind as to what secrets were hidden on that island and why people were afraid to go there. Let's go back to the main story. The story begins on a deserted island where something more terrible than the ground was mixed with the air. There were many species of snakes on this island, and the 4 friends often came here to earn money for a special purpose. Their job was to catch poisonous snakes and sell them, and they made a lot of money by selling these poisonous snakes on the black market. That day, they came to the island with this hope. They could catch any big snake. After reaching the island, they used an old snake-catching method. After tying a rope tightly to a chicken's leg, they slowly inserted it into a narrow hole in the ground. They believed that whenever a large snake or python tried to catch it, they would pull the rope and bring the snake out. After everything was quiet for a while, suddenly a strong pull began to occur on the rope. Just then, one of them named Santiago started pulling the rope with all his might. But the next moment, the rope broke. And that's when the smile on his face began to show obvious fear. He believed that there was something huge inside the tunnel. Without thinking too much, he decided to go inside himself. He tells his companions that if he sees any danger while inside, he will signal immediately. And they should pull him out immediately. With this plan, he slowly enters the tunnel. Seeing the scene inside, his breath catches. There was really a huge snake there. Sancha catches the snake in one go, but then he sees that the tunnel is much bigger than it seemed from the outside. The strange sounds inside, the silence and the suffocating atmosphere all indicate some great danger. Terrified, he screams and signals his friends to pull him out, but the fat boy named Arbing standing outside seems funny. He thinks that he is acting to scare him. Instead of helping, he starts to pat his feet. But when his screams turn into screams of pain, all the fun ends there. The 3 friends started pulling him together, but by then it was too late. A very large snake from inside the tunnel grabbed him in a flash and pulled him inside. Panicked, Arming tried to save him. But the next moment, a snake bit his hand. After pulling him out with great difficulty, they cut the snake that was stuck to his hand into 2 pieces. But by then the damage had already been done. Those terrifying, strange sounds coming from inside the tunnel did not sound like an ordinary snake. Everyone started to think that this was the case. There was no ordinary snake, but a monster hiding in that cave. In fear, they ran towards their boat without looking back. The day passed and night came. Due to the cloudy sky, it started raining heavily. Armin looked very sad while taking the boat. That is why their friend Shantigar died today. An argument also started on the boat. But just then, their boat suddenly felt a strong jolt from below. They realized that the terrible monster must be chasing them. Their hands and feet started shaking with fear. Before they knew it, another strong jolt hit the boat. This time, the jolt was so strong that the whole boat became unstable. As usual, a boy named Dabbing fell directly into the water. Seeing Dabbing fall, Bamyan panicked and climbed onto the boat and quickly turned on the light. Meanwhile, Arming did not hesitate and threw a tire tied with a rope into the water so that Dabbing could catch it. All this happened in just a few seconds. The panic started increasing with every second. In the meantime, when Arbing's eyes fell on Bamyan, their blood ran cold. He saw a huge snake standing behind him, and the next moment the snake disappeared from there. It seemed as if it had disappeared into the water. And just then, before he could do anything, the snake attacked Dabbing, who was in the water. Within a moment, it took him under the water. Arbing showed courage and tried to kill the snake with a sharp spear. But the snake was no ordinary snake. The snake counterattacked and hit the boat, sending Arbing flying into the air. In a flash, the snake bit him and he too became the snake's prey. Now only Bamyan was left alive in the boat. Seeing the size of that huge snake, his hands and feet were trembling. He started screaming here and there, trembling. He felt like begging for his life. He kept saying, "Let me go. I will never catch a snake again." But after a while, the snake climbed onto the boat and started coming towards him. That's when Bamian's eyes fell on some strange things lying next to the camera placed on the boat. And they were snake eggs. In fact, this was the reason why that huge snake was chasing this boat. As soon as the snake saw its eggs on the boat, it became more violent. And the next moment, Bamian also lost his life. A few days later, the scene was shown. A woman was carrying a man named Sen to her house in a panic. Actually, Sen was a professional snake rescuer. It means that a poisonous snake had entered the woman's house, so she called Sen for help. As soon as Sen stepped inside the house, he saw some snake eggs, and this snake had come here because of these eggs. After questioning, he found out that the woman's husband had collected these eggs from somewhere. Sen clearly told him that the snake had come here because of these eggs. Just then, he heard the sound of movement from the room above. Sen slowly climbed up. He saw that the woman's husband and his child were sitting in a corner of the house, cowering in fear. And the reason for sitting like this was that the poisonous snake was standing in front of them with its mouth open. The snake suddenly tried to attack Sen, but Sen was so professional in his work that he caught the snake in just a few seconds with the help of a rope. And because of Sen, the woman's family was saved. The woman and her little son thanked Sen. Then Sen told them that snakes are not bad. They don't attack without a reason. Just tell your father not to steal snake eggs from now on. Just then, his friend Maffin comes running to Sen. He comes and tells him that something has happened to Bamian. Then he holds his mobile in front of Sen. A news clip was playing on the mobile. It was being said that after a mysterious incident that happened at sea a few days ago, the police have now found Bamian's body and some of his belongings on the seashore. The condition of the body clearly shows that this was no ordinary accident. As soon as Sen sees this news, he doesn't waste a moment. He collects some important information about this case and directly organizes a meeting at the Wildlife Protection Association and rushes to that office. There, he shows Bamian's pictures in front of everyone and explains that the teeth marks on Bamian's body are not those of an ordinary snake. According to him, these marks belong to a Titan python, which can be up to 15 meters long, and such snakes are found only in one place. That is Snake Island. Sen believed that there should be no more delay. He used the power of the association to petition the government to declare Snake Island a nature reserve, so that this extinct snake could be saved. In fact, a famous Chinese company named Tiong wanted to build an ecotourism park in this place with the permission of the government so that tourists from home and abroad would come here. And he had seen the interview of the chairman of this Tiong company a while ago. He had invested many millions of rupees in this project. Anyway, the senior officer of the Environment Protection Division present in this meeting interrupted him and said that according to international records, such a huge snake became extinct from the earth about 2.8 million years ago. So how is this possible? Sen did not argue with him anymore. He directly put the evidence in front of them, which was in the video recorded by the camera in Bamian. As soon as the video was started, they all saw a clear glimpse of the huge Titan python in the video. After watching the video, everyone in the room became completely silent for a few moments. Everyone almost got worried. The situation changed completely after watching the video. Everyone quickly ended the meeting and decided that Zhao himself would go to Snake Island with Sen and reveal the truth to everyone. If there really is a Titan python on that island, then the government should know about it. With this plan, they got ready to go to the island. But before going, Zhao learned one more piece of information. Sen was not just a snake rescuer. He was previously in the army and is also said to be a descendant of Snake King Island. Because he is a professional snake conservation expert. His previous generation, meaning his ancestors, have been working to protect snakes from snake smugglers on Snake Island. His grandfather is very famous for this. Anyway, the owner of the company can be seen here. He invested a lot of money in this project to turn 4 abandoned islands into ecotourism parks from the government, and one of these islands was Snake Island. For this reason, he was not willing to back down from this project in any way, and for that, he came to meet a man named Penjing. He was known for his snake business on the black market. The chairman of the company knew that if he had to get rid of all the snakes from this island, he would need someone like Penjing. The chairman of the company put a lot of gold bars in front of Penjing and made it clear to him that he had to stop Sen and Zhao at any cost. Because if Sen proved that there really were Titan pythons on that island, his entire tourism project would be ruined. Penjing would never see that gold again. Without thinking, he said, "I will not let such a situation happen again. I will stop them anyway." The next day, Sen, Zhao, and his friend Mafin set off for that dangerous island in a boat. However, when Sen reached the island very close, he looked around with binoculars and saw a boat in the distance. Looking closely, he saw the mafia named Penjing and his goons. They were heading towards Snake Island, and Sen knew that Penjing caught snakes and sold them on the black market. So Sen realized that there must have been a deal between the company owner and Penjing. They must have made some kind of plan. Meanwhile, after reaching the island, Penjing arranged to stay there with his people first and quickly started planning to catch the Titan python. Everything was under their control. But suddenly, the situation started to change. A man from Penjing went to the toilet a little distance from Muta and his tent when his dog, which was tied to his side, suddenly started barking loudly. Just then, he saw something strange moving in the bushes. At that moment, the dog broke its rope and ran into the bushes, but surprisingly, it did not come back. Seeing this, Muta was very scared, but the real panic was still there. Suddenly, something ran towards him from the bushes. Meanwhile, while everyone was busy catching snakes, Muta staggered back to the tent. It was clear from his condition. Something very bad had happened to him. Just then, a huge cobra snake came out from behind him, and that cobra did this to Muta. As soon as they saw the cobra, there was a rush and everyone started running here and there to save their lives. That cobra stood in front of a man, its tail raised. The cobra was ready to attack him at the slightest movement of the man. Just then, a girl and two boys came out of the tent next to them. The two siblings were very expert in taming any poisonous snake. Catching any snake was no big deal to them. They played a game of rock, paper, scissors and decided that the winner would catch the huge cobra. Out of the three siblings, Hong won the game. He wasted no time and easily brought the cobra under control, and in a few seconds he put it in a bag. Then he took the bag and handed it directly to Penjing. At that moment, Sen came there with his companions. As soon as he arrived, he clearly told Penjing to let go of the cobra. This led to an argument between them. After some time of arguing, Penjing smiled and told him that if Sen could snatch the cobra bag from his hands, he could take it. This led to a fight between the two. Sen's army training came in handy here. He fought him in such a way that within a short time he overpowered Penjing and took the cobra's bag away from him. Seeing his boss walking, Penjing's goons came forward to kill them. However, before the situation could get any worse, Penjing raised his hand and stopped them. He told everyone to back off and let them go, although he had lost this fight. But looking at his face, it seemed that the real game was still ahead. Because he had a different purpose behind it. He knew that Sen would find that python anyway, and if he somehow found that python, their work would be reduced a lot. Then Sen and his companions went inside the jungle and released the cobra safely. Meanwhile, time was passing. They had no time left. They started to go around the whole area and collect evidence of the Titan python's existence. In this way, it became night, due to the cloudy sky. It started to rain. To escape the heavy rain, Sen took them to an old cottage, which his grandfather had built many years ago. He himself was looking for this Titan python. However, the place was now deserted and in the middle of the forest. As soon as they entered the cottage, they smelled a strong smell of rotten fish. This smell made them very alert. Sen suspected that the Titan python had probably come to this cottage. The three of them started to examine the cottage very carefully. That's when their eyes fell on a corner of the cottage. There was a human body lying there. Seeing this scene, the condition of Mafin and Jab became very bad. Then when Sen looked at the body closely, his face turned pale, because it was none other than the body of Bamian's friend. Seeing the condition of the body, one immediately realized that his death was not due to any ordinary attack. Rather, he was swallowed today, and this was the sole work of that Titan python. They were not getting any signal in this cottage, so they were not able to communicate with the police in any way. However, Sen decides that he will inform the police about the body as soon as the network is available. Then, as soon as they look at the wall of the cottage, they see a big hole there. The three of them put heavy furniture in front of the hole so that no snake can enter inside. They decide to spend the night here, and maybe that Titan python might be nearby. After a while, when Jaw went to change clothes, Sen starts preparing food for everyone. But while changing clothes, Jaw has a strange feeling that someone is watching him from behind. He looks around well but does not see anyone. So without paying much attention, he returns to Sen and Muffin. After eating, Muffin finds a picture of his grandfather in an old box while wandering around the cottage. There was a huge Titan python in that picture. This means that his grandfather must have seen that Titan python from the front. Meanwhile, Sen and JR feel that someone is around their cottage again, and they are two people sent by Penjing who were roaming around this cottage to kill them. Whenever Sen goes to open the door, he sees that someone has closed the door from outside. Those two people release many poisonous snakes into the cottage to kill them. At that moment, Muffin's eyes go to the clothes lying on the body. Something was moving under it. Fear stops him from making any sound. Sen dares to remove the clothes and sees a poisonous snake below. He immediately catches it and throws it away. But the danger is not over yet. Just then, another snake bites Muffin. Seeing that the situation is getting out of hand, Sen starts using fire to scare the snakes. He quickly takes out an antidote from his bag so that Muffin can be saved. But just then, one of Penjing's men shoots an injection into Sen's body from behind. Within seconds, Sen's body became numb. He could not move. At that moment, the two venomous snakes started coming towards them again. Meanwhile, a man from Panjing was pulling Zhao out of the cottage by force. His intentions were not good at all, and he was trying to force Zhao. And he was one of the three siblings who had come to this island to catch snakes for Panjing. Just then, something was seen coming from the jungle, and it was that huge Titan python. In an instant, the python pulled the man into the jungle with one bite. Zhao somehow escaped from its hands. Zhao ran back inside the cottage in panic, and seeing the condition of Sen and Muffin, his chest trembled. Sen pointed to the antidote with great difficulty and asked Muffin to give him the antidote. Without wasting time, Zhao and Zhao were saved by injecting the antidote. The next morning, when the situation was somewhat normal, the three of them went out to look for the Titan python again. Their goal was to save the Titan python from Panjing at any cost. During the search, they saw a huge snake shell hanging from a tree, and this was the proof of the Titan python, that the python was really on this island. However, Sen knew that this alone was not enough. They needed more strong evidence to prove the truth. At this time, their eyes fell on the Penjing man, Young, who was lying on the ground. His condition was critical, as if he would die at any moment. Even though he knew that he was a Panjing man, Sen gave him the antidote without delay to save him. Slowly, Young's breathing returned to normal, but then he saw a strange liquid sticking to Young's body. It doesn't take long for him to realize that this sign is from the Titan python, which means that the python has eggs in its stomach. Then they bring Young to Panjing. At first, Panjing thinks that Sen might have caused Young to be in this condition. However, before the situation gets worse, when Young regains consciousness, he makes it clear that they are not responsible for his condition. Rather, the Titan python attacked last night. When the truth comes out, Panjing's behavior changes completely. In fact, Yang was his own brother. In gratitude for saving his brother's life, he goes to give Sen a lot of gold. But Sen does not agree to accept it, because he was a very honest man. He did not save Young for money. Sen requests Panjing to release all the snakes he has captured and leave the island if he is truly grateful to him. But Panjing is not willing to follow him, because he took a lot of money from that real estate company. And if he didn't do this, the company wouldn't let him go. He also had a name on the black market. His name would also be bad. In the end, Sen couldn't convince Panjing anymore and asked him to arrange a car for them. Instead of saving his brother, Panjing arranged a car for them. Then the three of them took the car and went out to look for the python. While going to the car, Joe was very worried and told Sen that the Titan python must have hatched eggs by now. And if those eggs fell into the hands of Jin, the danger would increase even more. Those eggs would be the best evidence to prove the existence of the Titan python on Snake Island. So Panjing had to collect those eggs first. However, unlike Saint Panjing, he didn't want to take these eggs away from here. He was a descendant of the famous snake family, and his lineage's purpose was to protect snakes. His grandfather always said that the Titan python was still alive on Earth, but Sen didn't believe it before. He believed it only after he saw the footage on Bamyan's camera for the first time, and ever since their deaths, Sen has wanted the government to declare this island a nature reserve so that no one can die here. As they were talking, they suddenly saw the huge python passing in front of their car. Sen quickly turned the car around and started following it and started recording the video on his mobile phone. But then Penjing, the two skilled snake catchers, appeared in front of them. Their brother had been attacked by the Titan python that night. They thought that it was the reason for their brother's death, and this is what started the fight between the two. Sen and Mafin somehow managed to kill the two and knock them unconscious after a lot of effort. But they noticed that Joy was not there. Joy was running after the Titan python alone. After a while, it was seen that he had reached the mouth of the python's cave. He entered inside in fear. Then, as soon as he turned on the light inside, he saw that there were many huge Titan python eggs there. He went down with the help of a rope and put an egg in his bag. There was no Titan python there at that time. But when he was climbing up, someone from below grabbed his leg. And it was the man from Penjing whom the python had swallowed. But the python did not kill him and brought him to its cave, and he was still alive. Somehow he wanted to kill Zaw. He grabbed Zaw's leg and started pulling him down. At that time, Zaw took out a bottle of poison from the bag and poured it into his mouth, and in this rush, some of the python's eggs broke. Hearing the sound of breaking the eggs, the python came from somewhere, and after seeing the eggs broken, he chewed them up in a fit of rage and ate them. Taking this opportunity, Jai escaped from the cave with the eggs. By that time, Sen and Mafin reached there. They quickly got into the car and left there, but Sen saw that the python was coming after them. The python started chasing them because of the eggs. Sen realized that Jai must have brought something from that cave. Then when Mafin forcibly opened his bag, he saw the python's eggs there. If they don't put these eggs there in a proper place, then none of them will survive. But Jai didn't agree with him. Anyway, he needed the DNA of this Titan python. Suddenly, he pulled out a knife and grabbed Mufin by the throat and drove the car hard and told him to run away from here. Sen somehow chased the python away. After going some distance, Jai asked him to park the car in a secluded place. He planned to escape alone with the python egg. However, Sen and Mafin could not understand why Zhao was doing this. And just then, Panjing's people surrounded them from where? He took the egg bag from Zhao. And that's when we learned Zhao's true identity. In fact, he is not an officer, but he came to this island on behalf of another private organization called ISM. That company sent him here to collect the eggs of this Titan python. They want to research on these eggs, but Panjing said that he was also a member of this ISM company once, but he was expelled from there. And that's why Panjing wants to make a lot of money by selling these eggs not to the ISM company, but on the black market. Seeing this, Sen requested them to leave the eggs in place. Otherwise, none of them will survive. But Panjing turned around and took him prisoner after listening to him. They locked them in a container and began to torture them. Panjing's plan from the beginning was to capture that huge Titan python, 2410. This will allow the company to set up an ecotourism park here without any hindrance. And Panjing will make a lot of money by selling the huge python. So they make Sen and Muffin drink animal blood as bait so that the python will enter the container by smelling the blood, and they catch it as soon as they get a chance. Then they sit in the camp from a distance and watch everything through CCTV. After a while, the python comes there as planned by smelling the blood. As soon as they see the python, their blood dries up. Sen, without any hesitation, somehow manages to get inside the container and rips off his and Muffin's hands with his teeth. However, Panjing was watching all this on CCTV. As soon as the python enters, he closes the gate of the container. Sen tries to stop the python in many ways. Meanwhile, Zhao somehow rips off his hands too. Panjing's men chased him, but he somehow managed to escape from them and climbed onto the container and rescued them before the python could attack. Panjing's men jumped on them from all sides. The skilled looking healthy man tried to kill Sen, and just then, the python came out through the gap in the container and chewed the man up. Meanwhile, Muffin and Zhao somehow managed to confront Panjing's men and opened the gate of the container. As soon as the gate of the container was opened, the python came out. Now everyone started to run for their lives, and Penjing's brother died due to the python's strong attack. He got angry and tried to kill Sen, and this was the opportunity for Zhao to escape. He ran away with the egg. Muffin somehow saved Sen. Penjing started chasing Zhao. The night passed and morning came. When Zhao somehow reaches the boat, Penjing also reaches there. He beats Zhao very badly, because even if he can't catch the Titan python, he will earn money by selling its eggs. But before he can escape with the eggs, Muffin and Sen arrive in time. Penjing holds a knife to Zhao's throat and tells them to get off the boat. However, Zhao takes the opportunity and bites his hand. A fight begins between Penjing and Sen. Finally, after many attempts, they all injure him together. However, in the meantime, the huge python climbs onto their boat in search of the egg. Sen very slowly lowers his egg in front of the python, because Sen didn't want to harm him. Just then, when Penjing regains consciousness, he goes to kill the python without thinking, but the Titan python cuts him in two with one bite music. Then he slowly goes down into the water with the egg. That python does not harm those three, because they returned his eggs to him. At the beginning of the movie, Sen himself said that if no one harms snakes, then they will not attack anyone intentionally. So anyway, Sesmes realizes his own mistake. He apologizes to Sen, but what will they tell the government after returning from this island? What will they give to the government as proof of the information they came here to collect? He gets worried about this. Then Sen says that it is better to keep rare species of animals a secret, so they will not tell anyone about this. But yes, they will appeal to the government to declare this Snake Island as a nature reserve instead of making it an ecotourism park, so that these rare species of snakes can live well on this island. Everyone agrees with his words. Then the three of them leave for home. And with this movie ends here. So friends, do these extinct snakes still exist in this world? Because we don't know what else is hidden in this mysterious world. So what is your opinion about this video? Please share your opinion in the comments. If you like the video, give it a like and share it with your friends. And stay with us to listen to such beautiful movie explanations. And keep watching FilmFlix, the channel of movie lovers.